Haridas for joining us with your perspective on this big story. Meanwhile, my colleague on ground, Belly Thomas, has spoken with the families in Thalapooza and Wayanad. Let's listen to what they had to say.
It was actually a bolt out of the blue. She was taken for a shock, as her husband had hid it from her. He didn't actually tell that the notice had come, and when she got to learn about the Waqf's notice only a week ago. After that, she told her son Jitul to browse about it and to learn about it. After which they decided to approach the media and explained it everything. So Tushara ma'am, how long have you, your family is owning this property, and when did the notice come to you, and what was your feeling like?
Shocking. ഞാൻ പെട്ടെന്ന് ഷോക്കായി പോവുകയാണ് ചെയ്തത് ഇത് കേട്ടപാടെ. കാരണം ഇത് ഇത്രയും കാലം നമ്മൾ പാരമ്പര്യമായി അനുഭവിച്ചു വന്ന ഭൂമി ഇനി നമ്മളെ കൈവിട്ട് പോകുക പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് വേറൊരു നിവൃത്തിയില്ല. ആ അവസ്ഥയിലാണ് നമ്മൾ നിൽക്കുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഇത് ഇനി ഒരിക്കലും വിട്ടുകൊടുക്കാൻ ഞങ്ങൾ തയ്യാറല്ല. ഞങ്ങളെ മരണം വരെ പോരാടും, എവിടെ വേണമെങ്കിലും പോകും. ഞങ്ങളെ ശവം ചവിട്ടിയിട്ടേ അപ്പുറത്തെ ഭൂമിയിലേക്ക് കടക്കാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. ആ രീതിയിലാണ് ഇനി ഞങ്ങൾ പോരാടാൻ പോകുന്നത്. കാരണം ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് നീതി കിട്ടിയേ പറ്റൂ. ഇന്ന് വന്ന ഒരാൾ നമ്മളെ ഭൂമിയാണ് ഇതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്കത് കൊടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുമോ? നമുക്ക് കൊടുക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല ഒരിക്കലും.
So what Tushara is saying that they have been the owners of this property over decades, and all of a sudden out of the blue a notice comes and stating that the entire land belongs to them, and she says that only over her dead body that can happen, and she would go to any extent to fight it out and to safeguard her property for her sons and daughters. So this is what she said. Jitul, you say that your grandfather is the sole owner of this property, and all of a sudden, you get the Waqf notice, and your father doesn't, openly tell that, and your mother gets to know about a week ago, and she asked you to browse. Tell us what were the harrowing ordeal with the family that happened?
Okay, the letter came 28 October, and this is shocking news for all of us. The landowners, 16 landowners. This is a shocking news. The history of the land is a Kandangodatha John who have got Patam at the year 1949, and he sold to my grandfather Havildar Kuniraman, and that legacy goes to my father. But suddenly the Waqf Board came and said that this land belonged to them, and we are prohibited. We are.
You are asked to present before the tribunal with the supporting documents, so that they would decide whether this land actually belongs to you or the Waqf Board. So that is what the notice says, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how are you going to challenge that, or how have you how has your family decided to fight for it?
We are consulting a advocate and move further action. What necessary need. Okay.
So a panicked family of Tushara says that they are consulting an advocate, so that whether to now actually prolong this hearing that's coming up on November 16th, or to send a reply for the notice that they have sent. With camera person Venkatesh Perumal, this is Belly Thomas for NewsX.
In fact, Belly Thomas continues to be live with us. Belly, we were speaking with the BJP's candidate earlier, Navya Haridas. She's also spoken with the families on ground, as you have as well, as we were just hearing. What are the families saying, in their defense, Belly? And also, is the BJP raising this issue on ground?
Uday, the family that we have spoken to, this Tushara's father is Havildar, and her husband's father, who is the owner of this property, is a Subedar in the Indian Army. So she says that for people like us, like we have served in the Central Forces, and we've been we are a family where our parents are working for the defense forces, and for us, if this is the condition, so then imagine about people who are helpless. So this is one of the reasons that the Waqf Board keeps sending notices and no one would react. It was they took it. They had the grit to do that. That to come out in the open and say that, see, I've got this notice and I'm going to fight against that. But a lot of people don't have that grit to come out in the open and fight against these notices that are issued by the Waqf Board. They also are very panicked and fearful that one fine day they would find a Waqf Board coming and Waqf people coming and putting up a board on their property saying that this land belongs to Waqf, and that's the end of it. So that is what they kind of foresee when such notices are issued to these people who have actually purchased these lands and who have actually taken it as from their ancestors. And in this case, Tushara is one among the 6 children of Kunjuraman, who worked as a Subedar in Subedar with the Indian Army, and he had purchased that land in 1966, and he maintains the property records and the land documents and that property tax receipts until present. He has the documents as dated back as like 1949. Since that period, they have that land documents physically with them. And for such a land, with an oral submission from a local mosque, they claim that this land belongs to the Waqf Board. Doesn't go go down well with them. They are unable to digest the fact that they have received the notice and confused as to how they can go ahead and fight against or challenge this notice. So they are running pillar to post